Welcome back. We are joined by Chief Anabs Sara-Igbe, who is a member of the River State Elders Forum. Good evening to you, sir. Good to see you.
Good evening.
All right. Thank you very much, Chief. River State is presently, in a political storm that is really threatening the development of the state. What's your view of the entire situation?
Well, it is normal. The state is peaceful. We only have few who are selfish and they want to grab the state resources, and the events are turning against them. Fine. Former Governor Wike and his successor are having misunderstanding, which has extended to other organs. And the fact remains that they are trying to misinterpret Section 1091G, which is self-explanatory. But be that as may, the governor is the most loyal governor I've ever seen in my life. He has been very loyal to Wike. And anybody who say Wike is bad, he fights the person. And for some time now, Wike has been out for him. He wants to impeach him. I don't know why Wike wants to impeach him, but the governor has said, jungle has matured, and he wants to set up a panel of inquiry, which Wike himself did, because that's a karma. The boy is not ready to fight him, but Wike wanted the karma upon himself. So the karma will visit him because he did same to his former boss. Believe that at the end of the day there will be peace. And I know when the truth is mentioned, peace returns. So we are watching to see when the Commission of Inquiry will sit and possibly hear out, and we'll know where our monies are. We will know where the government properties that have been converted, and so many other worms that canker worms that will be open. We are watching.
Okay. Chief, you talked about the defected lawmakers' seats.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, this is a subject of litigation, and the court case is still on. Would it be better for the elders of the state, even supporters of Governor Fubara and former Governor Nyesom Wike, to allow the legal process play out before concluding one way or the other?
Well, as elders, we are taking step by step. We are not jumping the guns. We went to court. The court refused to hear us. The court gave judgment when the parties are not even before it. Patiently, we went to a court of appeal. And we have all addressed the court. We are waiting for judgment. We are patiently waiting until we conclude that the process of legal interpretation. Of two things, we are not asking the case, we are only asking for interpretation of the law. We want them to interpret Section 109, 1G, and also interpret to us whether Mr. President have the powers to direct the governor, like the 8-point directives that were given. It's very simple explanation we want to hear from the court. Other parties might also have their own interest. We want to know whether they are right having to come from their party to another party to remain in their house or not. As soon as the court pronouncement is made, everybody will know where we are going.
All right.
So as elders, we are not in a hurry.
Okay.
But they have gone too far. They are lawmakers according to them, but they are not obeying laws. So how can you be a lawmaker when you don't obey laws? They seem to be they call themselves honorable members. Are they honorable enough? If they are not honorable, why are they calling themselves honorable? As far as I'm concerned, they are impostors. The governor visited they asked for assembly quarters and they are talking. They are squatters. So far as we are concerned, they are squatters in assembly, having decamped from their party to another party. But let the court make their pronouncement. We are there, we're waiting.
Okay. High Chief, please bring us up to speed with the cases that the Rivers elders have instituted, because last time we had a conversation with you, there was one in Abuja, and I think there was one in Port Harcourt. Can you please just give us an update of those court cases and where they are right now?
The one in Port Harcourt, I'm the chief litigant. I'm the first plaintiff. Myself and 9 others went to court. The second case is the present speaker and 5 others. I went to court. That's the one in Abuja. The one in Port Harcourt, we have addressed the court. We have appeared before the Court of Appeal. We have addressed the court, and the court has reserved judgment. We are waiting for any day they will call us to come and listen to the judgment. The one in Abuja is still in Court of Appeal. It has not grown to this level, but I think we are all moving.
Okay, Chief, you talked about the intervention of Mr. President. Are you saying that there is no role for out-of-court settlement, for parties to, go outside of judicial processes and procedures to sit down together and reach an agreement? Is that something that is unknown to, things like this in Nigeria?
Well, there are processes of arbitration in every circumstance, but there are processes of arbitrations were not followed. There are no arbitrators, chartered arbitrators in that resolution of those crises. Even if it's going to be political crisis, you cannot, 2 people are having gun. You ask one party to drop their gun and ask the other party to carry their gun. That is not resolution of cases. You are giving directives that you as a president do not have. The president do not have power to override a court judgment. When the court of competent judicial has given judgment, all you do is to follow the due process of the law. Mr. President cannot waive court judgment on the platter of peaceful resolution of crisis. It should follow the due process of law. But again, let's look at the 8-point directives. They are all not favoring the governor. And the governor is a symbol of the state. And we as the elders, we are the state. There's difference between leadership and ownership. We are the owners of the state. And so if the governor is going into something that we, the owners, do not support or approve of, we will come out to say no. And that is why we are going to interpret this law. If the president invites us and say, settle this matter, we will ask him to follow the due process of the law. We cannot say somebody has defaulted the Constitution. Mr. President do not have powers under the 1999 Constitution to waive constitutional matters of. There are constitutional issues that are constitutional issues. And only the judiciary can interpret the Constitution well for us, not Mr. President. But if at the beginning the resolutions were good enough, favored everybody, then there will be no cause for us to fight. But when you give a lopsided directives, you are not supposed to have directive. You consult.
But Chief, what about the agreement was lopsided in your opinion? What about the agreement was lopsided in your opinion?
Almost all the 8 points agendas were lopsided. One, somebody has resigned from office. You are compelling the governor to bring those people who have resigned back. Today, the governor has accepted that they are back, and they're not going back. The law is settled. You cannot give an unwilling servant, impose on the unwilling servant on the willing master. You cannot also imposed on a willing master or the willing servant. This is a clear case. The law is settled. So what we are saying is, there was a court pronouncement by Justice Nanagogo that these people are no longer members of the House. The speaker is authentic speaker by virtue of that section, 109. And that the speaker has declared their seat vacant. And if the court of competent jurisdiction has accepted that, then you will say you are settling out of court. What is a settling out of court? It has passed that stage because a judgment has been given. Can out of court settlement remove the judgment? Why not go to the Court of Appeal and handle that from the Court of Appeal? Even at that, the Court of Appeal have to set aside the judgment that has been given. But that was not done. It's a constitutional breach which can even impeach Mr. President. It's not about which the president should be impeached, but he's committing crime against the Constitution.
Chief, are you saying that it is illegal? Chief, are you saying that it's illegal for parties involved in a matter to reach an out-of-court settlement?
When there's a judgment, it's too late for that. You can only do that before the judgment is given.
No, I'm asking you a pinpoint question, Chief. Are you saying that it's illegal for parties involved in a matter or a court case to reach an out-of-court settlement?
What I'm saying is, when once a court of competent jurisdiction has pronounced judgment, Mr. President cannot go back for out-of-court settlement. And if there's out-of-court settlement, those settlement terms must be presented before a judge who handles the case. That is before the judgment. He has already given the judgment. He cannot give two judgments at a time. The High Court has no power to reprobate and reprobate. So the best place is to go to the Court of Appeal. And it's the Court of Appeal, you can now say you're doing an out-of-court settlement. And then the Court of Appeal will take into consideration the first judgment and possibly set it aside based on the second opinion. Otherwise, it is illegal.
Okay, but Chief, parties are known to withdraw matters from court, and irrespective of the judgment of the court. For instance, Edison Ehe, when he was a factional speaker, after the agreement, withdrew his case from court in obedience to the agreement reached by the parties.
I agree with you, but does that remove the judgment that was given?
That's why I asked, can the parties come to an agreement outside of the court?
What happened was the governor and his team were arm twisted. Excuse me, the governor and his team were arm twisted to withdraw their case, leaving the other people to continue with their case. Is that justice? Is that fairness?
Chief, were you part of the meeting? Chief, were you part of the meeting?
So you drop your gun. The other man carries gone.
Chief, were you part of the meeting?
I am not supposed to be part of the meeting.
No, because I've not heard the governor say that.
I disagree with the
I've never heard him at any forum say that he was arm twisted. I've not heard him say that. In fact, he came out to say that he voluntarily and willingly signed the agreement. The outcome, you see, the taste of the Buddhist, the sweetness of they have the right to go back to court, whether president or no president. And what are we asking for? Does the president have powers under the 1999 Constitution to direct the governor? Tell me, quote the section where the... But Chief, I also want to go to a statement in December last year. Chief, I want to go to a statement in December last year where His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, said that the agreement he signed with Nyesom Wike was done willingly. You know, in fact, he also says that he remains committed to the peace process in the state and will see the process through. That was from the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Joe Johnson, when he spoke in December last year. But you didn't attend the meeting, Chief, but you say that the governor was arm twisted. But he has said on record that he signed the agreement willingly. Chief?
The governor is just acting for Rivers people. If Rivers people are not pleased with the action, that's why we sued them. We sued them not to accept those conditionalities, because the Rivers people are not satisfied with it. The people is represented are not satisfied with it. And since we are not satisfied with it, we will not go violent. What we have to do is to go to court. But if they don't want us to go to court, and they want anarchy in the state, don't forget, it is not a Rivers matter. It's a Niger Delta matter. Don't forget, I was a spokesman of the Niger Delta. And I can invoke all my powers to tell Niger Delta to react. The Niger Delta is a Niger Delta matter. You can't rape us. Nobody can rape Rivers
Chief, Chief, when you say you will invoke your powers to provoke the Niger Delta to react, how do you mean? How do you mean, sir? It reacts in what way?
Yes, to say, look, we are oppressed. What I'm saying is, if there is no law, if they cannot obey the law, then you want anarchy. The governor is a governor because there is a law called constitution. And if we don't want to obey that constitution, then what are you asking for? Anarchy.
So, Chief, what form will this anarchy take?
That is not what we want. That's why we went to court for interpretation.
So, Chief, what form will the anarchy you're talking about take?
I cannot say. When there are ripple effects, I said when there are ripple effects, when the people react, you will see the consequence of it. I cannot say down what will be.
But, Chief, I pointed you to the words of the governor, as put out by the Commissioner for Information in River State, Joe Johnson, where he said that Governor Fubara willingly signed the agreement brokered between him and Nyesom Wike, that he remains committed to the peace process. These are the words of the governor through the commissioner. He says there's nothing to doubt about it, referring to the agreement. We have gone beyond the issue as to who signed and who didn't sign. The Bible that we all profess says we should pursue peace with all men at all costs. Mr. Governor is a sticker to the rules. And that's what he said, you know. So I mean, but
my interest is what they are signing. How will it affect River State?
welcome to Politics HQ, right here on News Central Television. We'll soon reconnect with Chief Anabs Sara-Igbe, a member of the River State Elders Forum, as we take his thoughts on the current political conflict in River State. But earlier, we spoke with Godswill Jumbo. He is a public affairs analyst and on the situation, and this is what he had to say.
Distracted, he will not be this development-minded. You know, some of us who took exception to the unnecessary flyovers all over Port Harcourt, these are the kind of things we are looking out for. We're looking at infrastructural development that opens up different parts of the state to economic development, to commercial activities, to access to economic opportunities, and all of that. You know, so the investment there actually makes a lot of sense. Maybe the financial people will be able to tell us the cost-benefit analysis, whether the money was too much or it was too less. But for us who are looking at, you know, the advantages that infrastructure brings in given locations, we think this road means well, and he is not bothered about the distractions.
All right, we still have Chief Anabs Sara-Igbe with us. Chief, good to hear from you. Good to have you back. Before we lost the connection with you, you were making a point, so I'll allow you to round off before we move to the next question.
What I was making is that there is a Chrome law. Section 1 of the Constitution, sub 3, is very clear that any other law that is inconsistent with the Constitution is null and void. So when there are constitutional issues, whether you're the governor, you're a president, you must be careful. The same Constitution brought you to power. The same Constitution can take you out of power. So what we are saying is, the elders are in court for interpretation of that Constitution by the judiciary. Mr. President do not have powers to interpret the judiciary, the law. It's the judiciary that will interpret it. Whether governor and him sign the law or anything, and if that what they sign is consistent with the Constitution, whatever they sign become null and void. So we are asking the court to interpret those directives, whether they are right or not. At the same time, the so-called assembly members who have been terrorizing the governor, whether or not they are actual members of the assembly or not, by virtue of the section 1091G. That is where we are. That's what we're talking about. We are not bothered about what document Mr. Governor signed with anybody, or Mr. President signed with anybody, or Wike signed with anybody. That is not the interest of Rivers State. The interest of Rivers State is that the money they are going to spend is Rivers money. Wike has been here for 8 years. He squandered our money, dashing other states.
Chief, if you make such an allegation, of course, you don't have any probe that has concluded that he squandered money. So, you know, those are legal. Like, you talk about law and constitutions, so I'm sure you understand what I'm saying.
State, excuse me. I'm coming. The governor of Benue State came out publicly to say it was given over 1 billion naira. 1 billion naira. It's not a secret. I'm not the one who said it. Sokoto State Governor, the donations that went there, we all know it. Public donations. The donation that went to Lagos State women, we all know it. 300 million. It was in the papers. It's not. If you sue me, I'll bring the papers and the news. Even in the internet, you can dig them out. The money given to Abia State, they're all there. Sorry. So it's not something I am framing. I am saying. Nobody quarrels with you when you are dashing our money. All right? Yes,
Chief, what's your position on the announcement by the governor that he will probe the previous administration? Is this a welcome development as far as you're concerned?
Honestly, it's quite unfortunate. We did not expect this fight to get to that level. These are two friends. One, master-servant relations. You brought somebody and the person is probing you. But like I said over and over, the law of karma, the law of retributive justice, the cosmic law is always there. Let me tell you something. If you ask Odili that Amechi will be his albatross, he would never believe it. If you ask Amechi that Wike will be his albatross, he would never believe it. If you ask Wike that Sim will be his albatross, he would never believe it. But in the case here, Sim is not ready to fight Wike. Sim was not fighting Wike until Wike proved he shot him the first time, he survived, and he's cocking the gun to shoot him again. He wants to impeach him. Impeach him, why? Why do you want to impeach him? We have asked Wike and the assembly members, tell us the offense of the governor.
Okay, but Chief, Wike is not in the Chief. Wike is not in the River State House of Assembly. He's not a member of the River State House of Assembly. He's not a member of the All Progressives Congress. So will it be fair, you know, even legally speaking, to say that he wants to impeach Fubara when there are individuals in the House of Assembly who have come to the APC who want to impeach, who are, attempted, to institute an impeachment process?
Well, Wike did not deny it. He has been coming to River State to do the Sakaba dance. He tell everybody who cares to listen that these are things he wants to do. The assembly members are not also denying it. George Sakiba was on television 2 days ago, and he confessed it, that this is their plan because of this, because of that. So these are not stories. They are not rumors anymore. Who is my friend Okocha, who plotted him, is Wike. Who is he working with? Wike. The PDP, Wike is PDP, is APC. I have been in politics for over almost 50 years. Active politics, state, national, local. I have never seen anybody holding the government in power and opposition.
But Chief, it's politics. Some will argue it's politics because Chief, some will argue it's politics because Fura did not put himself there. It could be argued he did not plant himself there. He came from somewhere, and some will argue that whatever is happening is a result of what he got himself into. For instance, I was watching a speech by Bright Amehule, the GDI leader, where he said that they all worked for Fubara, you know, that the then Governor Wike went above the likes of Alaba George Kelly, the likes of Felix Sobwa, and co, and then picked Fubara as his choice to support him to be the governorship candidate of the PDP. And everybody came on board. The man never expected it. They campaigned for him. They spent their resources for him. They fought for him, even went to court for him. You know, some of them even got injured. Maybe, I don't know if they lost their lives for him. So having benefited from all these things, if they come back to say, you betrayed us, can you blame them?
You see, when you talk of betrayal, I said I've been in this game for close to 50 years. I can tell you the greatest betrayal we have in the politics of Rivers State is Wike. The greatest betrayal. I will explain it. I knew Wike when he was in school. And I knew him through two persons, Timothy Seremo and Obedegina Jupike. Thereafter, he went to law school and John Bata came his way. For his second tenure, Rotimi Amechi, Austin Okpara, and myself, we have to talk to Odili to make sure he was returned. We worked for him as friends. I didn't expect anything from him because I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. How did he treat those people who work for him? He was talking all over how Odile has helped him. Today, what did he say about Odile and his wife? Now, I want to tell you something. We came coming to power. There are two key people. Felix Obua, popularly known as Go Round, and the Bibia Walter. They took risk, signed bonds to seize power from Tuyuaki. They were caught. They lied on oath in court to take power from
Chief, let's stay within the confines of the law, please.
And we came with this old Abragadabra, got judgment for them. I'm talking about the law. I'm talking about facts. I'm not afraid of going to court. If Ibibia Walter is alive, what is his benefit? Go around and he said, oh, you would have given it to him. Did you give it to him? He did not give it to him. He did not give it to Go Round. So, leave Go Round and Ibibia. What of Jonathan and his wife?
But Chief, Go Round was the sole administrator. Chief Go Round was the sole administrator of River State Waste Management Agency, Riwama, for years.
He was promised to be given governorship. He's alive. Did you give it to him?
Okay. So are you agreeing that Fubara betrayed Wike?
After Wike,
are you agreeing that Fubara betrayed Wike, but Wike betrayed the likes of you?
Wike betrayed Fubara because what I'm saying is, if you're talking about those who betray, Wike is number one. Fubara and his case, I want to tell you something. What is the bone of contention? What are they fighting for? Before Fubara came, the government was declaring 12 billion as internally generated revenue. And that is the structure we are talking about. Now we are hearing it was not even 12 billion that was generated, it's 25 billion that was generated. And that is what they are generating. Giving the government only 5-6 billion. And the governor protested. That is the fight. So will you say he betrayed him? That you have ruled for 8 years, you've gone, and you don't allow the boy to rule. And you're the one to dictate how the generated revenue should be spent.
But Chief, you just said, Chief Anabs Sara-Igbe, you just said that Wike went over the likes of Go Round to make Fubara governor. That's what you just said. Now, if someone who did that deserve what he's getting from Fubara
said, yes,
today?
you don't nominate them, but you see, God works in the affairs. When God wants to do his things, he can twist the heart of a wicked man for him to take his judgment. Fubara is not a politician. He never looked for it. But you have given it to him and was voted by Rivers people. You brought him, Rivers people voted for him. And today is the governor of Rivers State. Why not stop there? You are saying you did this for him.
But Chief,
did for you.
Where were those of you?
You did not come from heaven and became a governor.
Yeah, Chief, those of you who are fighting for Fubara today as Rivers elders, where were you when Wike went over some obvious choices, the likes of George Kelly, Alabo George Kelly, went over some obvious choices to make Fubara governor? Where were those of you? Wike did it himself. So the elders who have found their voices today, where were you?
Wike is my friend. Fubara is not my friend. Look, Fubara is not my friend. Wike is my friend. Wike brought him. No doubt about it. I told Wike 3 months to the tenure. I said, leave this boy alone to manage himself. Let him manage the state. I gave him instance of Kwara State, Bukola Saraki and his father. The father did everything I brought him. But the boy told his father, please, let me run the state the way I want to run it. The father left him. That's father and son, biological father and son. You are a political father. If you have brought somebody for an office, and you already given a better office than this office, why not leave him to run the office? And stay from far and direct him. If you are doing that, nobody will quarrel with you because you brought him. But you want to impeach him, a Rivers State governor. Rivers people voted for him. You brought him for Rivers people to choose him. The moment he went through election, it's no longer your own baby.
Okay. High Chief, before you go, I want to ask you, Governor Fubara had said before now in his meeting with political leaders from Bayelsa State, some of the clips have been showing on our screen, that Rivers State does not have any elders or leaders when compared to Bayelsa State. And he drew some comparisons to Bayelsa State where certain things happen and, the leaders there, the elders there can pick up the phone and talk to 1 or 2 people. But he said in Rivers State, the case is not the same. There are no elders in Rivers State who can pick the phone up and talk to 1 or 2 people to bring a peaceful resolution to some situations. What do you say to that?
Well, in the Rivers State, we have political leaders. We have PDP leaders, we have APC leaders, and we have the state elders and leaders. I think what he was referring to are those in PDP with him that would have intervened properly, but other than that, they took sides. He's not talking about the Rivers elders, because he knows. We invited them, they refused to come. We invited him, we invited Wike. They refused to honor us. Even the South leader, Clark, tried to intervene, and nobody was ready to listen. And Clark decided we have to fight for the state and the region. And I am doing what I feel is good for the state.
But Chief, this seems to be inflaming the situation. If you are going to court on the side of one party, how can you now talk to the other party to say, hey, I want to bring peace, I want to be a mediator? Okay, Chief, I'm told we have to go. That's where we have to leave it for now.
This is the last batch, because we are talking and talking. We are talking and talking before we went to court. We went to court when we saw the lopsided agreement. And we felt that agreement is not good for the state. It's not good for the state. And the leadership of the Rivers elders are former governors, former ministers, former deputy governors, former members of the Supreme Military Council, and we felt this is not right. And they came together and said, we wrote to the president, please, this is your decision, we are not comfortable with it. The same token, we wrote to the governor.
All right.
These decisions, we are not comfortable with it. And they don't take us serious. They forgot. Maybe some of them were thinking, oh, what locus? They have forgotten that the issue of locus in this matter has come and dead. Clark and others sued Buhari when he was appointed, disappointed with Antipotic. And the court ruled
Okay, Chief.
that because these are the leaders of this place, they have locus to interpret
All right, Chief
the law.
Anabs Sara-Igbe, we have to leave it at that. Because of time, I'm so sorry. Because of time, we have to leave it at that. But I want to thank you so very kindly for your time tonight, Chief Anabs, God knows Sara-Igbe, member of the River State Elders and Leaders Forum. We will keep our eye on the court cases that you, the elders, have instituted. You try to explain why the elders decided to, camp with one side instead of stay in the middle to mediate. You said you tried to do that and that did not work. So we'll keep our eyes on the court case. Thank you very much for your time, sir. And thank you very much for those of you who are watching at home. That's the size of our package for this week. We're staying in River State all through next week. We'll have interesting interviews from all sides. We're trying to balance everything out here. My name is Kofi Bartels on behalf of the entire team who worked so hard right here in Lagos, in our Lagos studios, and our team on the ground in River State, led by our head of Betrayal, Bernard Akede, working so hard to make sure that we have a smooth experience. Thank you for joining us. See you on Monday. Good night.